And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Mr. Kassarian, and we are back in from the depths. Alright, so what are we looking at today? Well, this is our VA1A1 variant. You can see I've made a few changes. I've actually shortened it a little bit. I've moved the guns down below into a sort of a gondola configuration. We still have our flares over here. If I go into build mode, so we stop bouncing around as much. And as you can see, if I come down here and then over here, and I'm looking, it's a little cramped in here. Sorry. Alright, we got our launch pad there, launch pad, launch pad, launch pad, control, connector, connector. Staggered fire add-on, which means if I look down from up here, alright, so range 2, activated if enemy range is less than input 5,000. Okay, so that should deploy fine. We still have our countermeasures buried down here. And where's the shrink blocks view? There it is. So you can see here. Oh, well now that would explain why this thing wasn't working now, wouldn't it? Oh right, because it connects all the way back around to here, and this entire string on this side as well. And then... aha! We have our missile controller right here. You should be set to 5. And then right here, hostiles closer than 500 meters. Let's say 2,000 meters. In test, we should see our flares popping off. There we go. And then we have our radar buoy is right over here. And that's actually a leftover from an older design. I'm just afraid of moving it so it, in case it breaks things. Activate if enemy range is closer than 5,000. Good. So here we go. This is the VA1A1. I've added some shielding systems on her as well, some missile warning systems, that sort of thing. Now, it probably would have helped if I actually connected this thing. I was wondering why my flares were working, because they can't detect inbound missiles. Alright, so I reduced the number of missile armament, the amount of missile armament. I also moved the missile armament just a little bit. You can see here it's sort of stacked up in here. 3 missiles on each side. Yeah, it's been a bit of a missile pod configuration. Having the guns down here honestly makes it a little bit easier to work with. It ends up shooting itself less and a smaller frame. Even with all these additions, by the way, and let's actually just warp ourselves over to her. Even with all the additions, by the way, we're still about under 16,000 material for this vehicle. So, not too bad. Not too bad at all. There's still this whole hallway area, which I'm still trying to figure out what I'm going to do with, but that's neither here nor there. Anyways, let's take a look at what this thing does in combat. And for the sake of that, I'm actually going to load in 2 more of them. Like that. And we're going to make sure that all 3 of these guys are merged into one fleet. They are all in combat mode. We're going to have them all move over to here. So they all form up quite nicely with each other. Except for this guy who's just kind of off doing his own thing over there. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to grab the fleet.
Moving out.
Move her out to over here.
Receiving.
And we're going to make all sure that these guys are pulled out of play. I'm not sure why one of these engines always ends up turned on and they end up jittering a little bit, but that's neither here nor there. I guarantee by the end of this, these two guys are going to crash into one another. There's no way really around it. Alright, so we're coming out to here. I'm going to hit X, and we're going to spawn a poor Marauder to be the test target for our ships. You can see her missiles fire. I need to set some firing restrictions on those, because most of them aren't going to hit. Now, I'm going to go to free cam here, and I'm going to zoom in. And I'm going to show you what these two guns are going to do. These are 100 millimeter cannons, by the way. Their shields come up. Nope, their shields still didn't come up. So I have to figure out what's going on wrong with that. But you can see what they're doing to the front of the ship. They're absolutely pulverizing this Marauder. Now they blew up something aboard. That's quite a bit of damage they just caused there. And I think they just knocked her AI dead to boot. Yeah, they did. So that was quite the combat encounter from 3 of these. And remember, that's going to be about, what do we say, less than 16? So that's going to be about 48,000 material for 3 of these things. Now, they're not very survivable. This is all light alloy, and for some unknown reason, their shield systems aren't working. And I don't understand why not. When enemy range is greater than 0... Uh-oh. I know what's going on here. Let's see if that fixes it. I'm pretty certain that's what the issue was. Let's spawn another Marauder and just take a look. Yep, there go her shields. And some of those missiles missed because they went into the water. They're doing very good impressions of these helicopter gunships. Well, they just hit something important. Her main gun's gone. Something else just went pop. And she is now AI dead. Pretty nice, quick kill there. And I don't know what this guy's doing down here. Let's find his Lua controller and see what I did wrong here. Optimal altitude 300. Minimum altitude 300. Oh, there's something damaged on her, isn't there? Some of her rotors were damaged. Okay. Well, that explains that. Okay. There we go. So let's spawn something a little bit more challenging for them then. Why don't we spawn in... I know the ransack don't work. I can't beat a ransack yet. But I can beat a pilferer. Or, I'm sorry, I can beat a ransack but not a pilferer. Oh, this is really bad. Alright, so we've decoyed the enemy missiles. Some of these boats are in their reload period, so that's going to cause me some issues. I'm not certain what she's shooting at. Something underwater, but I don't know what it is. Alright, so we're losing one. Yeah, so as you can see, they can't really survive. Maybe with a fourth, we might have been able to take her out, but... we need a serious rebuild of these ships to actually be able to manage that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this guy in there and set these guys to accept repairs. Pull all accelerate to 10. That way my little barge here will get into range and start fixing these guys back up.
Listening.
It took some damage. I mean, they did take some pretty decent damage there. But they did manage to take out... I think it's not the Pilfer that they can take out. It's the other ship. There we go. We're going to get these guys repaired now. Beautiful.
Listening. Listening.
Let's play these guys back in now. And let's jump back to here. It's the Ransack. So as you can see, the missiles go a little crazy at first. Are they in the middle of their reload cycle on their guns? They might be. Now they're really starting to open up with their guns. And that's what happens to Ransack. You can see they pretty much just shoot her apart. And there goes an ammo box. And now she's got this 2 damage. There we go. So you can see the modifications we made have been very effective in giving them a bit more combat capability. This one got a little chewed up in the bow section there. But the rest of them have actually done pretty well for themselves. Now, one quick edit I want to make to this is I want to come into the missile controller, or I want to come into the local weapon controller. No. I just don't remember how to set limits on this. Okay. So we're going to set this down to about 30 degrees of fire rate. Because I don't want these missiles trying to pull that, you know, hey, let's go sideways routine again. But you can hear she's slowly reloading. The guns, these guns are actually very effective. The barrels are much longer than they need to be. And the reason I'm doing that is just, honestly, because it prevents the ship from blowing up its own nose when it's firing, because the safeties don't always work quite right. So let's do another quick test here. If I go up to Godly, yeah, let's bring in, well, let's go back down to Expert. And let's bring in the... let's bring it to Corsair, see how it goes. Oh, right, she's a small one. Oh, there we go. Yep, never mind. She's much... Yep, okay. So that was much too small. Let's bring in... Let's try the Prowler. Let's see how this goes. Oh, she's shooting. So it looks like we are getting some shots through. My goodness. Long fight. Some of the missiles are getting through at least. Oh, she's off the water. Our decoy systems seem to be doing pretty well. So it looks like we're just sort of chipping away at her with our missiles, which is irritating to me, but... Now these guns we have, they are belt fed. So what's happening right now is we're still sitting in the reload stage. Oh, that was very fortunate. Something just blew up majorly. We must have hit a turret. Ah, her shield systems have taken some damage. That's what's going on. And her laser. Ooh. I can't tell if her emitters are toast or if her laser system's toast. Her laser system's toast, that's what's going on. There we go. Now she's really starting to get hit. And now our AT rounds are actually really starting to pull into them too. Oh, Ooh, that looked like her main magazine somewhere just went off. She's still dangerous, though. That wasn't her ammunition magazine. I'm not certain what we're aiming at right now. It's back here. Fuel, probably an AI core. Her engine's still all the way down here. Probably ammunition up there. Yeah, there's her AI core. Oh! Another nice sized detonation there. Looks like we're definitely in that reload cycle now. You are very heavily damaged, but you still have your missile systems, and you're still fighting. 2 damage. Yep. So we were able to take her out. Not certain how much that was skill, how much that was my repairs, and how much that was luck. There we go. We did, in fact, take her out.
Listening.
Now let's mark these guys for repairs.
Receiving.
And I believe, by the way, this is the last vehicle I wanted to have done, sort of done, before we actually start the campaign. So in not too long, we'll be able to start that campaign up. Yeah, one of them took some pretty heavy damage, and then this one took some pretty heavy damage too.
Moving now.
Yep, there we go. So that's the last vehicle I really wanted to have done before I save vehicle VA1A1. This is the last one I wanted to have done other than a resource gathering ship before we start actually getting into the game. So hopefully in the next episode, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be starting the campaign. I'm going to just build a resource gathering ship off camera. And then once that's done, we should be ready to go. All right, thank you so much for watching. This has been Mr. Kassarian, and as always, happy building.